Hey guys, how's it going? This is the Stupendous Wave, and in this video we're doing the Q&A that I talked about in my Q&A announcement video. So I really just want to thank every single one of you that asked me a question. I really appreciate it. This should be a very long video. I apologize for the length, but I got asked like over 100 questions in the first 5 hours. And that's kind of what I'm shooting for. The first 5 hours is answering the questions that were asked in that time period. So I was thinking if this video gets 150 likes, I will do a part 2 Q&A. I'm not exactly sure when, but there will be one, and I will try to get to the rest of the questions that were asked. So now that we've just kind of said our little greetings, let's go ahead and get started. So the first question I want to answer is by someone who's been very patient. They asked me to make a video 5 days ago, and I promised them that I would answer it in this video. And that is Big Daddy. And he asked me, can you make a theory? Oh, he just asked me basically what I think of the prospect of a real Jurassic Park / world and what I would think about it. Number one, I think that would be awesome on one hand and very scary on another one. It would be like a dream of mine to go be able to visit a place like Jurassic Park, but at the same time, I mean, Ian Malcolm, he really broke it down like these dinosaurs don't really belong in our time period, but at the same time, the kid in me and the person inside of me that just wants to be able to experience these wonderful animals firsthand would probably override that. So it's not really the smart answer that I'm delivering here. It's just what I want. I would love to visit a Jurassic Park. As far as like it happening, I really have no idea about that. I would definitely, if there was like a Kickstarter for Start Jurassic Park or Jurassic World, I would definitely put maybe even a few $100 in, but yeah, I mean, it's not the smart answer that I'm giving you, but it is an honest one. So thank you for asking, and let's go ahead and answer the next question. So if you hear that clicking noise throughout the video, that's just me scrolling down on my laptop to get to the other questions. So Lava King 145 asks, what do you think if the Spinosaurus and T-Rex ganged up on the Indominus Rex? I would actually like that. I mean, the Indominus Rex is kind of shown as this big, gigantic, ultimate predator, so it would kind of be cool to have the T-Rex and the Spinosaurus, which are in their own rights kind of pretty much ultimate predators, go up against them, a little bit burying the hatchet. That would be really cool. I would be completely open for that. I mean, I think a Spinosaurus and a T-Rex together would just wreck an Indominus Rex. I think that would make sense, but I would love to see it. So yeah. So Ulrich Lucas asks, do you reckon the juvenile T-Rex would return in this movie? If so, will he be fully grown? I assume he means the T-Rex from The Lost World, and I do not think that it will be in this movie. I mean, we kind of only get to see the original T-Rex so far, and it even states on the Jurassic World website that she is the only T-Rex left. Well, not left. She is the only T-Rex on Nublar, so no, I don't believe that we'll be seeing her, or him, excuse me, in this movie. But hopefully, if it was not the T-Rex that was killed by the Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park 3, which is a fan theory, I would love to see him return as a fully grown buck. I think that would be really cool. So sorry, but I'm not going to be able to say the names from now on. I'm just going to try and get through these pretty quickly. So the next question is, what do you think how the movie will play out? Do you think we will see the I-Rex hatch or see all the raptors die because of the Indominus Rex? I don't think that we'll see the Indominus Rex hatch. I think that we'll kind of enter it from Owen's point of view, kind of see the park from how he views it, because we do know that the Indominus Rex is a secret to him. It's new information that he's gotten from Claire, who wants him to inspect the paddock that apparently the Indominus Rex is already in. Or maybe this is just like the starter paddock, and the real big one, the attraction, is in development. That's actually what I think is going to happen. I think the one that the Indominus Rex actually breaks out of is a temporary one. I think that they kind of call Owen in to inspect the real paddock that they're going to use, and then he kind of demands to see the Indominus Rex before that, and that's where they takes the opportunity to break out. They realize something's wrong. That's just kind of what I think. Will we see some of the raptors die? Yeah, I do think that we'll see some of the raptors die. Echo and Charlie are my two picks for the dying raptors. Blue is, of course, the alpha, and Delta is just like one peg right below Blue in my mind. So they're pretty safe, they're pretty experienced, but Charlie and Delta, they're experienced as well, Charlie being the least experienced, but those are just the two that I see dying. They're the ones that have had the least emphasis thus far. Next question. What if Echo the raptor is one of the raptors from the original Jurassic Park? She looks pretty old and beat up. What if she was one of the wild raptors? This is really interesting. I don't think that she is, because it states clearly that Blue is the oldest out of all of them, and then Delta, then Echo, then Charlie. And Blue is, of course, bred in Jurassic World, so their Echo is not a old park raptor, but it's an interesting thought. I mean, she is clearly the most similar to the old raptors. I mean, she has a little bit of differences, but she is really similar to them. Let me see. Just scrolling down a little bit. Hey, Stupendous Wave, you know the part where Barry says something's wrong, they're communicating? Do you think that Owen's raptors are communicating with the wild raptors? Yes, that's exactly what I think. I don't think that this is referring to the Indominus Rex communicating with the raptors, because I think that the people would be taking a little bit more action if it was the Indominus Rex there. And I don't see the Indominus Rex as something that just kind of sits back and just waits and will maybe just communicate with the raptors. I think if the Indominus Rex were able to see the people, it would definitely go after them. I just don't, that scene just doesn't feel like it's the Indominus Rex to me. I definitely think that those are the wild raptors in the park and not the Indominus Rex. But hey, that's just my theory. They could be speaking to the Indominus Rex. I could be absolutely wrong. What do you think the T-Rex will do once Claire lets her out? I definitely think that she's being let out to fight the Indominus Rex. That's just the most logical thing that pops into my mind. She's definitely exiting there to fight the Indominus Rex as a last resort. In the global Jurassic World, in the global trailer for Jurassic World, was the I-Rex communicating with the Pteranodons and Dimorphodons, saying, "Take down the helicopter, kill the people, you will be free," or was he roaring at them because her roar is, who knows what, very loud? I don't think that she's communicating with them, although that is a theory that's been going around. Anything's possible at this point. It's just kind of my theory that she is not communicating with them. I just think it's a roar, and the Pteranodons and the Dimorphodons being aggressive animals to start with. You can look on the website, their aggression levels is high, and I believe the Dimorphodons are medium, but definitely the Pteranodons, the instigators, are at a high aggression level. So if there's anything foreign in their paddock that's smaller than them, or that they think that they have a opportunity to take out, i.e. a helicopter, and there's an opening where the helicopter were to fall in, I definitely think that that's they're just doing it out of instinct. They're not being told to do it, but I could be wrong again. Next question. How do you feel about this movie being a direct sequel to Jurassic Park, as the director said? Does this mean they won't reference The Lost World in JP3? I believe that Colin has said that they're ignoring The Lost World in JP3. I don't really like that, but I know they're kind of what most people consider to be weaker sequels. I mean, I don't dislike JP3. It's a Jurassic Park movie, and I'm a fanboy. Of course I like Jurassic Park 3 because it's Jurassic Park. But in my opinion, The Lost World is actually a really, really good movie. It's very well made. Steven Spielberg comes back. I think that's a well-made movie as well. I think it kind of gets a bad rap, but I think it is kind of a mistake if it is true. Again, I'm not 100% sure that Colin himself has said that they'll be ignoring them. But I think that without mentioning Sorna in the movie, that would kind of be a mistake. I'd like to hear about Sorna. Not a big mistake, but something that I would definitely take small issue with, because, and another thing is the T-Rex, the buck ran rampant in San Diego, and that's not just something people are going to forget. People died in San Diego, civilians died. It was just it was a massacre basically for the T-Rex until Ian Malcolm and Sarah Harding were able to capture the buck, or lead the buck back into the containment area on the ship. I definitely think that it would be a mistake not to mention that, even a quick line, and that would just put me right at ease. But yeah, I like that it's a direct sequel to Jurassic Park. I mean, that's really what we've known from the beginning, even though there's been talk of it being a complete reboot. It's very important that it is a direct sequel to Jurassic Park because that movie's fantastic. So next question is, how would you feel if the franchise brought in creatures from other eras? For instance, what if we saw creatures from the Cambrian period or the Ice Age? I definitely would like this. I mean, on the Maserati website, there's talk of different creatures being brought and bred. I definitely would like this. I don't like it in a Jurassic Park movie for like Ice Age creatures, but for a spin-off movie, that would be awesome. I would love it. So that would be really cool, seeing some woolly mammoths, saber-toothed tigers, a whole bunch of them. That would just be amazing. Next question, and this is a popular one. Who will win, T-Rex or Indominus Rex? This is a really tough question because I think from a story point of view, the T-Rex is going to win because it's kind of the main predator, the main hero for Jurassic Park. And but at the same time, I'm thinking, wow, the Indominus Rex is very, very formidable. I mean, it's fast, it's big, it's strong, it's intelligent, it can use its arms. This is very, very close, and with the rumors of the Indominus Rex actually returning for the sequel, it really could go either way. I don't see the T-Rex dying without beating the Indominus Rex, but who knows, that would be a big plot twist. That's very, very hard to call at this point. The Indominus Rex is so formidable, and again, possibly returning for a sequel, and the T-Rex is so iconic and so powerful as well. It's just really, really hard to call. So next question is, if in 40 years into the future Hollywood decided to make a remake of Jurassic Park, would you be okay with it? And would you think it would be good? You know what? I definitely see a remake down the line far away from now. I mean, look at Indiana Jones. They're talking about rebooting Indiana Jones with Chris Pratt. And, you know, if they do something right, it's fine. I never understood why a lot of people absolutely hated reboots because in my mind, it never really takes away from the original. The original is always still there and still in your heart. It doesn't negate that. It's just something else. And anything Jurassic Park, I will absolutely eat up. I mean, like I said earlier, I can enjoy Jurassic Park 3, although I realize that movie has flaws. I can enjoy that movie. The Spinosaurus is definitely cool in that movie. The raptors are awesome. That's kind of an example I would use. But I would be absolutely fine. I mean, 40 years from now, heck yeah, we need another Jurassic Park movie. Hopefully long before then, because I'd almost be 60. So yeah, definitely would love to see a remake or even another sequel. Yeah, I'd be completely open to that. Next question says, do you think Rexy's gonna die? And if she does, will she be killed or die from her injuries? This is tough. I said in my predictions video, it's a 50-50 split. In my mind, I'm still sticking with that. It could go either way. I mean, it's always risky to kill off a T-Rex, as I've stated before, but it could really, I'm not just saying that, it could go either way. The Indominus Rex is so formidable, and the T-Rex is formidable as well. This fight is so close to call, we're just going to have to wait till June 12th to see it. I mean, there's no way I can just completely break down who's going to win. They're so close. Next question is, do you like the rumor about the Indominus Rex returning in the sequel, and do you believe we will see the Barbasol can in Jurassic World? Now, both of these questions that were just asked are going to be future videos of mine, actually, so really excited to bring those to you. So I'll just kind of briefly touch on them. I love the idea for the Indominus Rex returning for the sequel, even if it's another Indominus Rex, not particularly this one, but this new breed of animal would be awesome. Also, a different hybrid I'm completely open to. if you go back to like my very first or one of my first videos, I'm talking like 6 months back, I really didn't like the idea of the Indominus Rex, and I feel like the progression has happened along with me that has happened with fans as well. They're just kind of they didn't like the idea at first, but Colin has just sold me on it completely. The Indominus Rex is one of my most anticipated things in the movie. I cannot wait to see her. I think that if she returned, that would be cool. And I just can't wait to see her in this one. I'd have to tell you whether it would work from a story point after seeing this movie, of course, because that would be really, like if she lives, it would make sense for her to be back. But if she dies, possibly another one, possibly a baby. Maybe she somehow lays eggs. There's something that we don't know about. But yeah, I would be completely open to that. Do I think that we'll see the Barbasol can in Jurassic World? I mean, it makes sense. It definitely does. With Zach and Gray kind of going through the restricted area, it totally makes sense that we would be seeing the Barbasol can. I don't think it's going to be a big plot point in the movie, but we definitely need to see it. Just real quick, kind of just battered and ruined. Taking out the Telltale game is, of course, if we're not considering it canon, which I don't believe it is. But yeah, we definitely need to see the Barbasol can. I would love that. Next is, what dinosaur would you like to see in one of the new Jurassic World exhibits? So from the exhibits that we actually know about, of course, everyone's going to say T-Rex Kingdom, and T-Rex Kingdom is awesome. But you know what? After seeing the Mosasaur feeding show, yeah, hands down the Mosasaur feeding show, because that stadium, you start off on the water and you get to see it up and jump up and grab that shark, and then the stadium kind of goes down underneath into the underwater observatory, and you get to see it eat another shark. Oh my gosh, that would just blow my mind. And you even see the people in the park, they're just like, that was awesome. Zach says that was awesome. And that's something I love. Colin really directed those people well. He said he probably was like, act like you just saw the most amazing thing ever. And they did a really good job. I love their reactions. So yeah, the Mosasaur feeding show would be the exhibit that I would want to see. So next, our next question is, if you look back at the official global trailer and then go and watch the latest TV spot, the scene where the raptors are running through the jungle, and when a raptor attacks the worker, you can see they have added some sort of technology onto the side of the raptor's head, which kind of confirms the raptor attack. The raptor attack is from a member of the Raptor Squad. Did you notice this? I did not notice it in the new TV spot when it attacks the guy, but I did notice it when she was running. I'm going to have to go look back and check out to see if the raptor that attacks the ACU soldier has it on his head, or on the raptor's head. So yeah, I guess a yes and no, but dang, I love that idea. Again, another future video, we're going to be discussing that scene, Velociraptor attack scene. I'm really excited to talk about that more in depth, like what's going on, which raptor is it. As of right now, it's looking like Delta to me. I think Delta's the raptor that does it, but Charlie's another possibility. Blue and Echo have kind of been excluded just because their color patterns are so much different. But yeah, I like the idea. It's going to be awesome. Thank you for pointing that out to me. Next we have, who is your most favorable fighter of the battle in Jurassic World, Rex or Indominus Rex? I kind of have answered this before. It's really inconclusive for me right now. They're both really tough. Whoops, went a little too far down. 1 second. Just wondering if you've heard anything about a T-Rex animatronic for Jurassic World. I've heard there will be one for the Indominus, and I think it was featured in the Breakout clip, but I just can't imagine a JP film without a T-Rex one. Even JP3 had one for a short scene. Just wanted to know if you've heard anything. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, if the T-Rex is going to be in the movie a lot, she has to have an animatronic. And even if she's there in the end, I think that she has an animatronic. Like with JP3 and all these other movies, they didn't release that they had an animatronic until the actual film was over. And then released like DVD specials, which I would love to get a DVD special for Jurassic World. Kind of like a making of, just fantastic. I just watched the making of all 3 films last night. This 2-hour documentary, which I really enjoyed. And if you want to check it out, you can just search Jurassic Park documentary. It's 2 hours long. I really enjoyed it, especially surprisingly the Lost World documentary. It was interesting to see the change of of Steven Spielberg's frame of mind from the first one to the second one. That was definitely very, very cool. So I do think that there is an animatronic out there that they're hiding, but the CGI is so good now these days. And I mean, as you pointed out here, we can't even tell if there's an animatronic in the Indominus Rex breakout scene because it's so seamlessly integrated. But yeah, I do think that we'll see one, and I definitely think it will be awesome. And I just scrolled all the way to the top. Whoops. Next question is, how much screen time, if any, do you think predators like Suchomimus and Baryonyx will receive? Not very many, not very much, excuse me. Suchomimus, I think, would have a bigger screen time than the Baryonyx because Zach and Gray are jumping into what looks to be the Suchomimus habitat off of the waterfall, which would be really cool, but I don't think that we're going to get a lot. But even if we get like a single shot of either of them, I would be just blown away. I would love that. And then next he says, do you think there will be any references to Isla Sorna or the previous movies? I already answered that. Because the books and movies in JP Trilogy weren't meant to have sequels, and we already know Universal is planning to make a Jurassic World 2, how do you think they will set up the movie? How do you think they will set up the movie for a sequel? I'm not sure. It's extremely hard to guess how they'll set up a movie for a sequel as of right now. I mean, it could go a million different ways, but yeah, we know Universal is talking about making another one, and I'm very excited for it, but I'm gonna have to watch the movie first to answer that question. And after I will, you can expect a lot of videos on Jurassic World 2 after I see the movie. Next is, which Velociraptor do you think will die first if one does die? I think Charlie will die first because she's the least experienced, and I see her sacrificing herself for Blue. That's kind of how I see her going. Next, are you gonna get the Jurassic World barefoot shoes? No, I don't think so. But hey, it would be cool. Next is, what do you think will happen if I-Rex doesn't die in this movie and continues to kill and destroy? I definitely think she's gonna basically go through every animal on Nublar just by the looks of her so far. She's so dang aggressive. There are herbivores and other theropods that are on Nublar, like the Suchomimus can definitely challenge her. Triceratops will challenge her. Ankylosaurus, which we see in the trailer, are going to be able to challenge her. But yeah, I mean, she'll just try and kill all of them. That's just what I think, until either one of them gets lucky or until they're all dead. That's kind of what I see so far. So next question is, do you think Chaos Effect will ever happen in a film? That's a really good question. I don't think so. It very well could, but isn't Chaos Effect just like the idea that everything's going to go bad and that you can't predict anything? So yeah, I guess Chaos Effect has kind of happened in every film. Ian Malcolm has clearly stated that you can't really bring these animals back and then expect bad things not to happen. So that's a really good question. Next is, how do you think Jurassic World could stay open after the events of the movie, or the first movie, if it does indeed remain open? Oh, actually, I think he's referring to open after the events of this movie. I don't think it's going to remain open after the events of this movie. If people are actually killed in a park in large numbers, which it seems to be happening, I don't see the park opening back up. It's just no dice for me. I mean, and unless they're able to cover it up, like they really covered it up in the novel. That's not really touched upon in the book. In the movie, but in the novel, it really talks about how much they tried to cover it up, which is really interesting. They just quarantine these people for a long time until they promise not to talk, and then of course we know Ian Malcolm breaks that, and it's kind of touched upon in The Lost World that happens as well, that they're kind of told not to talk about it, but Malcolm breaks it, and he has suffered the consequences from his career. But I don't see it staying open if people do find out about it. I mean, it's big news if someone dies on a roller coaster or even at a theme park. Someone has like a heart attack at a theme park, it'll make the news most likely. Next is, do you still think, given all the new news, that a live Spinosaur will appear, not necessarily the one from JP3? I hope so. I don't think so, though. It's very kind of... we haven't heard anything from the Spinosaurus besides it just being on that tablet, but I would like to see it appear. I definitely think it would be cool, but I don't see it appearing in this one. If there's a sequel, and pretty sure there needs to be a Spinosaurus in there. I'm just saying that right now. The Spinosaurus needs to be in the next movie if it's not in this one. Next person has 3 questions, it looks like. It's like, do you think the Brachiosaurus might make an appearance in the restricted zone? No, I don't think the Brachiosaurus is going to show up. Interesting, though, on the Maserati website, it said Brachiosaurus, or Treetop Grazers, I believe it was, is a new future attraction coming in 2018, and if this movie is set in 2015, which I believe it is, it would make sense that they're getting ready to breed Brachiosaurus again. So no, I don't think that it'll appear in this film, but could this possibly mean to hint to a 2018 release date? If so, 2018 is going to be crazy. I mean, we have Godzilla 2018, and then Jurassic World 2018, or Jurassic World 2, or JP5 2018, whatever you want to call it. Maybe that's hinting at it, but no, as far as this film, the Brachiosaurus, I don't think it's going to be in it. Question number 2. When Zach and Gray explore the park, which rides/attractions are you most excited to see? Number 1, the visitor center. Number 2, the T-Rex paddock. That's it. That's all I want to see. I think we know we'll get the visitor center, but I would love to see the original T-Rex paddock, or where it busted out. That would definitely be my top ones. Number 3, do you think the baby T-Rex in the Lost World was the Rex in JP3? Ooh, that's a tough question. It's a fan theory. I've been kind of playing around with a new idea for a video series called JP Theories. There's a whole lot of fan theories, actually. I'm sure a lot of you guys know a lot of them, but there's some pretty awesome ones, like the different tribes of raptors are mixed with different things, and a whole bunch of cool stuff like that. But their coloration is similar, but it's still kind of different, and just the time gap there is really, really a long time. It makes sense, but I'm just going to go ahead and say, in my opinion, it's not the same T-Rex, but who knows? And next question is, what is your favorite raptor designs in Jurassic World in order from 1 to 4? And that's from Axel. Thanks for asking a question, Axel. So my favorite design goes Echo, Delta, Blue, Charlie. I like all of them, but definitely Echo is my favorite, and I love the way that Delta is more avian. Who of the 4 raptors is your favorite? Echo. Excuse me. Do you like it? Do you like that Rexy is back? Absolutely. I mean, Rexy is just amazing. I cannot picture there being a movie on Nublar without Rexy. That's just fantastic. Do you think Jurassic World's rumored runtime of 117 minutes to 124 minutes will be enough? Yeah, I do. We're expecting a whole lot of this film. And, if we don't get everything, I'm going to be fine as long as we get a good movie. That's all I care about at this point. I just want a good movie. But, I'd be okay with that runtime if it is in fact true. Of course, I would have preferred a longer one. But, I mean, it's still a pretty good length. I mean, a lot of people have been complaining about 117 minutes not being enough. But 60 minutes, is an hour, so it's almost 2 hours long. I'm completely fine with that. Sorry. Do you think they will have a Jurassic Park in San Diego like The Lost World? And will the other movies be talked about in Jurassic World? I don't think that they'll set up another one in San Diego. Of course, I don't think people in San Diego would be so willing to go to a Jurassic Park exhibit after the massacre that happened there. Yeah, that's just kind of what I think. Could it be possible that the rumored wild raptors could be chicks from the first movie as adults with no wild raptors to take care of them unless the one is from the freezer room somehow managed to escape? How do you think they will manage to survive? That's a really good question, I Discord. Thank you for asking. If there are indeed wild raptors, it makes sense that they would be the chicks from the first movie. A lot of the time, animals are just abandoned at birth anyway, and are just left out there to go. And we only really see one nest. We don't know if there's more than one. I assume there's only one, but even if like two of them survived and one was a male and one was a female, and we know they can change sex, so even if two of them survived, it's completely likely that that's what has happened. But he also brings up the point that the velociraptor escaping the freezer, that could very well work, and then it goes out and kind of parents them. That would be really cool. So really great question. Next, do you think the sibling is still alive? Do you think the Arlix is real? No and no. I don't think the sibling is alive. It's clearly stated in the trailer that she ate it. And we do see in the first trailer, actually, where there's like, do you think she climbed out? You can see when Owen says, depends on what kind of dinosaur they cooked up in that lab, you can kind of see remains of bones. And that's really cool because that could be the Indominus Rex's, or excuse me, the Indominus Rex's siblings' remains. So next question is, what do you think will happen in the upcoming second movie? I can't answer that right now. I mean, I have to see the first one. Next is, do you think they'll go back to the original visitor center? Yes. How do you think they'll start off Jurassic World? I think it would be cool to start off with Rexy being captured. That would be the best. Next, do you think the D-Rex will come in? Possibly. I would be open to that. And then in the trailer, Barry says they're communicating. What do you think that means? I already answered that above. Gotta scroll down a little bit. Stupendous Wave. Do you think the T-Rex will die? And do you have any theories about the Raptor Squad? Just curious. I love blue. So cool. What's your fave? I've answered all those questions above. But yeah, Echo's still my fave. Not sure if the T-Rex will die. And the Raptor Squad, do I have any theories about them? I have a lot of videos kind of explaining what the Raptor Squad is and their pack dynamics. So yeah, I got quite a few. Next is, which Jurassic Park film had your favorite Velociraptors? The first one. I know everyone is like connected with these Velociraptors, but for me, the big one from the first film, and what an awesome name, first off, just the big one. It's so simple and so true. The big one, I think, will always be my favorite Velociraptor just because of how mean she is. Next is, do you think the Spinosaurus will show up in Jurassic World, and what role would it take? Also, you're awesome. Well, thank you. And I answered that above. No, I don't think, sadly. Next is, do you have strong faith in Jurassic World? Will it be a good film? Definitely. I don't think that it would be a bad film. We've had a lot of people talking about how much faith Universal has in this film, so I definitely think it's going to be good and it's not going to disappoint. Will you do a film review once you've watched the movie on June 12th? Yes, absolutely. Going to do just a regular short review, then a spoilers review, a short spoilers review, and then an in-depth review, hopefully. Next is, will you see the film more than once, even if you don't like it? Absolutely. I mean, it's Jurassic Park. I don't see myself not liking this movie unless they do something really crazy. Like, I can't even really think of something that they could do that would make me not like it. If the Indominus Rex talks, I won't like that. But, yeah, other than that, I really can't think of anything else. Next is, and if you see it more than once, do you think you'll do another review of it? Because there's always more things you catch on a second viewing. Absolutely, like I said, I plan on doing 3 reviews. So yeah. And sorry about my voice. It's kind of been talking for a little while, 30 minutes straight. Can you make a video on what dino battles you want in Jurassic World film? I have a lot of them already, so you guys can check them out, but I can think about it. Yeah, I mean, just like what I want, that might be cool. Next is, what if the T-Rex wasn't in the movie or the fight at the end like JP3, and the Rex died and Indominus Rex won? So first question is, what if the Rex wasn't in the movie? We see her in the movie. I don't see her not being in there. But, I mean, that's just a tough question. If she wasn't in the movie, that's one of those things that I think might break it for me. And how would I feel if the Indominus Rex won and lived? It'd be sad, but I really like the Indominus Rex as well. That's just really tough. Next question is, well, you already answered this, but could you do, Has Rexy slowed down over the years, and do you think this would affect her in the fight with the I-Rex? Well, it makes sense for an older animal to slow down, and she's probably approaching close to the end of her life, but um, I Colin has also said that she's very angry. I don't think it's going to affect it a whole lot, her age, but I mean, it very well could. She's definitely older, but she's angry as well. And Indominus Rex is going to have her hands full, definitely. Next is, will Malcolm have a cameo at the beginning of this movie? You know, while they round up all the dinosaurs in the supposed backlash. Yeah, I definitely think that Malcolm's going to have a cameo in this movie out of any of them. It makes the most sense. I would love it. I think so. If he appears on a television screen, if he supposedly is giving kids advice in an airport, I would love that. Next question is, does the T-Rex, break the Spinosaurus skeleton, or will we see the Spinosaurus? Already answered the Spinosaurus part. I think it'd be cool if it broke the Spinosaurus skeleton. It'd be awesome to see the Indominus Rex and the T-Rex kind of fight, and then the Spinosaurus skeleton kind of fall over. I would love that. Next question by JP Freak 1224. That's an awesome name. Do you think that Owen will still be the main character in the next Jurassic World movie? Also, who do you think will win, Rexy or the Spino from Isla Sorna? Oh wow, that last one is so hard. I can't even answer that. They're both so tough. Do I think Owen will still be the main character? If Chris Pratt returns, definitely. But who knows? We'll just have to wait. Next one by Indominus Rex. That's another awesome username. Do you think Suchomimus or Baryonyx will show up on screen? Already answered that. What happens if the movie falls flat on its face? Do you think Universal will cancel the sequel and try to sweep it under the rug? I don't see this movie falling flat on its face. We have a huge fan base here, and this is just one tiny section of the JP fan base. I don't see it falling flat on its face either from what we've seen. But if they've talked about a sequel and there's one in development, I don't see it being swept under the rug. If it's really bad, yeah, but I just really don't think it's going to happen. How would you feel if the Indominus Rex beats the T-Rex and the T-Rex dies? Answered that. Where do you find your Jurassic World blind bags? You can find those at Walmart. They are Walmart exclusives. I bought mine online. I have seen them in North Carolina and Florida. That's all I've seen them in. Predominantly in Florida. So if you live there, definitely check out your Walmart stores. But as far as where I live, I'm on the western side of the United States. So I looked at a Walmart and I didn't find them. I bought mine on eBay. And I know they're expensive, but hey, these blind bags are hands down my favorite toys so far. I mean, you get almost every dinosaur in each blind bag, or the 15-pack blind bag, and then you can get so many different variations. They're awesome. It's so cool. So yeah, Walmart. They're Walmart exclusives. Next question is, how is it that Delta, I think, kills the guy in front of the raptor paddock, but the raptor squad still goes to hunt the I-Rex? I think that this is after they hunt the I-Rex, if it is indeed Delta. Next is, hey, what would be a perfect Jurassic World sequel? Ooh, the cleanup of the island. That would be cool. This first one is like an escape, but a team that goes in to specifically clean up the island. That would be awesome. Next is, how many references to the old park do you think they'll have? How different do you think the Dilos will be? Well, the Dilos, from what I've heard, if they are in the film, are supposed to be bigger. What references do you think they'll have? Of course, we know the visitor center, and Henry Wu, a character from the original, is back. So those are just two references right off the bat. Again, Rexy's kind of a reference. There's just so many. But the Dilo, yeah, definitely bigger will be the difference if it is in the film. Okay, so next questions we have. Do you think the Spinosaurus will be in the fight at some point? Already answered that. Do you think the Raptors will play a big role when the T-Rex is fighting the I-Rex? Yes, I think that would be really cool. The Raptors are a pretty big part of this film, it seems like. And to see them assist in the fight would just be awesome if they're all still there at this point in the film. Next question from Magix Joker. How's it going, Charlie? They say, do you think this should be the last film in the Jurassic Park movies? No. I want more. That sounds so selfish, but I totally want more. Next question is Deadpool Carno. That's an awesome username. Do you want a Carnotaurus in the second film? Heck yeah. That would be my absolute top pick. Again, Carnotaurus being my number one in my top 5 dinosaurs I want in Jurassic World 2. Next question is, what do you think will happen in the next 2 sequels? Already answered that before, and it's really hard to tell at this point. Next question is, do you think there will be deleted scenes for Jurassic World? And I have a feeling Echo is the one to die, which I hope not. I hope they all live, and you should have a 24 stream for Jurassic World. The first one, the question, deleted scenes. Absolutely, every movie has deleted scenes, so there's every reason to believe that Jurassic World will have one. Next question is, do you think Claire lets the T-Rex out on purpose? And why do you think who's in charge of Jurassic World? Will the Mosasaur escape and attack the boats? Will the I-Rex kill some of the visitors? First question, yes, I do think that Claire lets it out on purpose. Who's in charge of Jurassic World? Maserati, but it looks like Claire is kind of like the person that's there the most often in charge. Will the Mosasaur escape and attack the boats? I hope so. We haven't seen it happen, but I hope so. And will the Indominus Rex kill some of the visitors? Again, I hope so. That would be cool. Next question is, what tips do you have for people who want to make YouTube videos? It's not really related to Jurassic World, but my tips would be active as you can in the comments and just put out regular content. It took me 3 months to get 50 subscribers, so I found my niche and I stuck with it. I noticed it was doing well, so I stuck with it, and that's kind of what has brought me to where I am currently. I would just say keep making videos. Don't give up until you find what you want. And also, I put out daily videos. That's always been a thing for me. It's not really something that I just recently started. I always put out daily videos. I definitely think that has helped. A lot of people, I believe, here are because of how much content I do put out. So, number one, quality content, a lot of content, and active in the comments. That's just what I would say. Next is, when the raptors are talking to other dinos, is it the I-Rex or wild raptors? Because apparently the I-Rex is controlling other dinosaurs. Already answered that. What will the role of Baryonyx and Suchomimus be in the film? And will the Barbasol can show up in Jurassic World? Answer both of those. Do you think we'll see an Allosaurus in Jurassic Park / World film? What is your favorite Jurassic Park scene? Oh, wow. I really hope to see an Allosaurus. Allosaurus is awesome. What's my favorite Jurassic Park scene? Oh my gosh, that is so hard. Possibly when the T-Rex saves them at the end. That's really cool. Something else that I really enjoy, and it's from Jurassic Park 3, is the Spinosaurus reveal. It is so scary, and I mean, you can, for Jurassic Park 3's problems, and for what it's been criticized for, never once have I heard them criticize that reveal. It's so scary. Cooper is waving his arms, he's beat up, and then the Spinosaurus just comes out and just eats him. Also, the 2 T-Rexes hunting down the people in the Lost World in the camp, that's one of my favorite scenes as well. But if I had to pick, I would definitely say the T-Rex eating the raptors. When did you first see Jurassic Park? Oh, man. I mean, when I was born, Jurassic Park was already out, so I didn't get the opportunity to see it on its initial release date. I did, however, get to see it in theaters when it was in 3D. I think I even saw it 3 times in theaters in 3D. And that was a marvelous experience just to sit there and watch it. I don't remember exactly when I first saw Jurassic Park. I do remember sitting on the bottom row seeing Jurassic Park 3 and just having my eardrums blown out when the T-Rex and the Spinosaurus fought. But yeah, those are good memories. I definitely enjoyed having the opportunity to see Jurassic Park 3D in theaters and then JP3 in theaters. Next question is, why did they even think of opening Jurassic World after they knew what happened? Money. That's just the answer to it. That's what I think.
It sounds like they had the people that had experience with it, and they clearly got the park up and running for a short while, so they figured that they could get it going again. Next, if you were stranded on a desert island and only had one movie to watch for the rest of your life, what would it be? Thanks for asking it, Sharvin. The Dark Knight is my favorite movie of all time. Jurassic Park is definitely up there for one of them, but I feel like The Dark Knight would depress me to no end, and Jurassic Park really wouldn't. So Jurassic Park would definitely be one that I would take, but I love The Dark Knight as well. Heath Ledger, oh my gosh, awesome. But that's another topic completely. Jurassic Park. Since there are rumors of Zack and Gray going to the original park and facing a Dilophosaurus, do you think we'll see Brachiosaurus as well? I hope so. It's my favorite dinosaur. I don't think so, but I do hope to see the Dilophosaurus there. That would be cool. In Jurassic Park 3, Alan and Billy bring up the point that Spinosaurus was not on InGen's list. Was this because Wu was working on new dinosaurs under Masrani? If this was the case, then Isla Sorna would have been populated in JP3, surely. No, I don't think that this is a result or maybe because it kind of takes place a few years after the first film, and it sounds like they just barely started development on Jurassic World, like the actual park, not until a little bit later, and they used Nublar as a place where they kind of set up. So I think the Spinosaurus was more of an accident. That's another theory that the InGen workers thought they were breeding a Suchomimus, a Baryonyx, and they actually ended up with the Spinosaurus, something a lot bigger that wasn't able to fit in their paddock very well. But yeah, that's more likely to me. Next, everybody would like to see a main character return to the franchise. Who would you have return, and how would you have them return realistically? Definitely Malcolm is the one that I would choose to return for a cameo. Grant has always been my favorite character, but to see Malcolm return just for a real quick cameo, I think he's a character that would fit in a cameo better, because you could have a really funny scene with him. But yeah, Malcolm for sure. What herbivore would you like to see in a future Jurassic Park film? Iguanodon for sure. Disney's Dinosaur was another favorite movie of mine growing up. And Iguanodon would be great. Just the idea of another herbivore that can really kick butt and stand up for itself. Awesome. Next, do you think Rexy is the only fully grown T-Rex? Do they have hatchling Rexes in the labs? And would the old T-Rex maybe raise some of them if she meets them? I don't think so. Rexy seems angry at this point in life and I don't think she would want to deal with anything else or anyone else. I think it would be possible that they have other hatchlings. I really like that idea. But I do think that Rexy is the only fully grown one. I believe they even state that she is on the website. So yeah, but I think it would be cool to see some more baby T-Rexes. Next is, how do you think the movie will set up for a sequel, and what do you think the sequel might be about? I answered that. Next is, who would you like to win in a Jurassic World, T-Rex or Indominus Rex? It's tough to say which one I would even like to win because they both won my heart over in completely different ways. I enjoy how beautiful the T-Rex is and that she's not just a killing machine, and I appreciate that the Indominus Rex is just a pure killing machine. They're so different. I can't really pick one as of right now, but I do prefer... I like Rexy more, but it's still going to be hard to watch the Indominus Rex die. Next question is, do you still think Suchomimus or Spinosaurus will be in the final battle with T-Rex and I-Rex? I think that would definitely be cool, but I don't think so. Do you think there's going to be any reference to The Lost World or JP3? Answer that. Who are your favorite characters and will they die? I assume he's talking about Jurassic World. My favorite character so far is Owen. He's the one that we've spent the most time with. He seems to be the most intelligent. So, yeah, and I don't think that he's going to die. Next is, hey, what would you reckon if the I-Rex didn't break out? Would the movie be a lot different? Another question is what if the I-Rex didn't eat its sibling? Would the movie be different? If it didn't break out, I don't see anything bad really happening at this point. I know Vic Hoskins really isn't a good guy, but I don't see anything bad happening, and therefore the plot kind of falls apart that they've set up. And as far as the sibling not being eaten, yeah, that would definitely change the film. Two Indominus Rexes running around, or two hybrids of stuff running around, definitely dangerous. What is your favorite herbivore in Jurassic World and carnivore? Who is your favorite character? Alan Grant, hands down, my favorite character. Favorite herbivore, Ankylosaurus, and favorite carnivore, Velociraptor. Next, why do Velociraptors in Jurassic Park 3 have feathers but not in the other films? Well, they kind of, I wouldn't call them feathers, I'd call them like quills, but I think it's InGen tampering with them, and they kind of bred them to be maybe more intelligent but less aggressive. That's another fan theory that is out there, that the raptors in JP3 are more intelligent but less aggressive, and I think that's another really awesome idea. Next is, will Indominus Rex kill Suchomimus, or will Suchomimus be featured in the movie? Again, I hope Suchomimus is in the movie. Next, if in JP3, do you think the T-Rex should have killed the Spinosaurus in the fight? That's tough. I know the T-Rex definitely wasn't an adult, and it was a male, which is smaller, but that's just a tough question. I can't pick between two of them because it's crazy. They're such sixes to me. They're both so strong. It's very hard. Next question is, hey Stupendous, do you think the Indominus Rex could asexually have babies and then it would lead to Jurassic World 2, or even if the Indominus Rex has laid an egg and then it hatched? I think that would be cool if it laid an egg. Maybe it had one with its sibling, because we now know that the dinosaurs in Jurassic World are male and female, so maybe it had babies with its sibling, but that's unlikely. I don't see it reproducing asexually, no. Do you think there will be another trailer, or just TV spots and clips? Just TV spots and clips. I don't see there being another trailer. How big of an actual role do you think ACU soldiers will play? A pretty big one. I mean, we see them a lot in the trailer, but they do seem to be being picked off. They're kind of cannon fodder. Next is, do you think we'll see more I-Rex toys, big or small? Yes, definitely. Wave 2 is coming out for Jurassic World, and we still have Wave 3. We're going to be getting a ton of toys, and yeah, I'm sure we'll see more Indominus Rex toys. Do you think Jurassic World will be better than Jurassic Park? That's really tough. I don't really think so, but anything's possible. Jurassic Park is just such a fantastic movie, but I definitely think Jurassic World's going to be great. If Spinosaurus does show up, how do you think they will justify its existence? I think that's a good question. I would say that they would they were trying to study it, trying to make it more park friendly, similar to what they're doing with the Velociraptors. I definitely think that's how they would explain away its existence. Really good question, and yeah, I hope it does show up. Next is, do you think the water dino will play a part in the I-Rex T-Rex fight? I assume you're talking about the Mosasaur. Not 100% sure, but I definitely hope so. The Mosasaur is supposed to have this big, gigantic scene that will affect the whole outcome of the movie, with like possibly either killing the Indominus Rex or either something else. But yeah, I definitely think the Mosasaur will have a role to play in this movie. Next question. Hi there. Will there actually be wild raptors in the restricted area? And if so, do you think they will look like the original raptors, like the original brown skin, unlike Owen's raptors? Really good question. I do think that there will be wild raptors, and yeah, I think that they should look like their brown colored like parents or ancestors. I definitely think so. Next question is, what will the Mosasaur do? Like, will it go into the ocean? I think it could go into the ocean, but again, it's kind of in like a lagoon in the middle of the park, which would mean someone would actually have to physically put it in the ocean. but who knows what will happen with the Mosasaur at the end of the film. But I definitely don't see it dying off of something. Maybe there's something that we don't really know, but yeah, maybe the Mosasaur escapes. We really don't know. Next question is, do you think it's possible for T-Rex to be the hero in the end? Definitely, T-Rex should be the hero in the end. That's what I would like. If Jurassic World was real, would you ever go? Kind of answered that in the first question, and yes, I would go. What if the big one never died and it was in the movie? Well, we saw it being eaten by a T-Rex, so pretty sure it's dead, but I would love to see it return somehow. If they could explain it away, I have no idea how they would. But yeah, the big one is awesome. Did you notice that the raptor that attacks the soldier in the new trailer? Yeah, I did notice that, and apparently it's one of Owen's raptors, but I'll have to check that out. Hey man, I have a question. In the third TV spot, frame by frame, one of Owen's raptors were running at night. There's a small mounted camera behind their head, and after the seconds in the next frame, you see a single raptor, but it's not a wild raptor attacking an InGen soldier. Right before he tried to get it, it looks like it's one of Owen's raptors. Do you think InGen are still trying their only ways? I think he's asking about the raptor having its camera on. Yeah, I do think that it does have a camera on its head. That's what I think it is. And again, apparently there's a camera on the head of the Velociraptor. Still haven't checked that out yet, but I hope so. I think it would be interesting if it was one of Owen's raptors. That would be really cool. Next question is, do you think Arlix is real? At this point, no. It's way too far-fetched. Why did you decide to start doing Jurassic World stuff? I'm just a fan of Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. It was a film I'm super excited about, and I just wanted to talk about it, and it kind of turned into what it is now. Do you think that there will be another Tyrannosaurus in the film? Nope, I don't think so. How do you think T-Rex will kill the I-Rex? That's just assuming T-Rex will kill I-Rex. That's a tough question. Maybe it bites down on its neck. There's a ton of different ways they could kill each other. Not sure. If the Arlix is real, do you think it's the Diabolus, because that kind of makes sense. Maybe, but again, I don't think that the Arlix is real. The Diabolus has more of a chance of being real than the Arlix at this point. What do you think the end credits will show? I don't think that there will be end credits for this one. There hasn't been end credits for any of the other movies, and I definitely don't see one in this one. Marvel has really popularized that, but I don't think that there will be an end credits in this. Where do you think the I-Rex gets its intelligence from? Because it's not confirmed that it has raptor DNA in it at all. And all the dinosaurs that it has DNA from are less intelligent than the T-Rex. Well, they could change the intelligence of the different dinosaurs that it's mixed with, but I think, just my personal theory, that it has a little bit of human DNA in it. That explains its opposable thumb, the reason it can use its hands, and yeah, a whole bunch of stuff like that. Next question. I know this isn't Jurassic Park 3, but what the heck killed those guys on the boat in the beginning? I would say Pteranodons, because we saw the Pteranodons loose at the end of The Lost World, so that's what I would guess. I don't think the Spinosaurus would just jump up and bite him out of there. I definitely think if it was the Spinosaurus, it wouldn't be that far off the island, first off, and it would have just sunk the boat. So I would say Pteranodons. In the original Jurassic Park, the Metriacanthosaurus, Baryonyx, Apatosaurus, Stegosaurus, and Stegosaurus were on the island as seen in the embryos in various maps, but not in the film or video game. In The Lost World, Dilophosaurus, Brachiosaurus, and others I can't really see that super well, were on screen and on computers to have been on the island, but never in the actual film. And in JP3, Suchomimus and Baryonyx are mentioned to have been on InGen's list and on the island, but are not seen. My question is, do you think Baryonyx, Pachycephalosaurus, Microceratops, Microceratops, Suchomimus, and Metriacanthosaurus will appear or have a role in the film, or are they simply promotional material for the previous Jurassic Parks? We've seen almost every other dinosaur on the list in the trailers but these guys, and Parasaurolophus, but that has been in every movie since the first one. Yeah, we actually saw Parasaurolophus in the recent TV spot if you paused it at the right time. But as far as the others, I think we're going to see Pachycephalosaurus because we saw it in The Lost World. But as far as Suchomimus, Metriacanthosaurus, and Baryonyx, I hope so. But there's always the chance that they couldn't appear. Next question: do you think the plesiosaur is still going to be in the film, or going to be shown in the film? I hope so. I don't think so at this point, though. We kind of already have our big sea monster with the mosasaur. Next is, how will Vic Hoskins die if he does? I think Vic Hoskins will most likely die from one of Owen's raptors. I think that would just be the coolest thing ever. Next is, hey, just wanted to ask if you noticed how one of the trailers for TV spots, one of the ladies running with the flare, it looks like the feet resemble T-Rex a lot. Yeah, it does resemble T-Rex, and I actually have a video about that should be out tomorrow, called What Dinosaur is Chasing Claire, where I think I pretty much determine which dinosaur it is, so stay tuned for that. Next is, hey Stupendous, I'm a big fan of your channel. I was wondering if you think this movie is going to end in the old visitor center with the T-Rex killing the Irex in front of Owen, Claire, Zach, and Gray. I would really love if you answered my question. It would mean the world. Well, thank you for your support, dude. And I don't think that the final battle will take place in the visitor center because it looks like the end of the film where Claire is letting the T-Rex out, and that is in T-Rex Kingdom, what I would assume. So around T-Rex Kingdom, I would say Main Street is where the most likelihood of the fight would take place. But, I mean, it would definitely be cool if it took place on in the old visitor center. Next is, will Kylo Ren, Captain America, the Terminator, and James Bond have a fight at Jurassic World? And will it be an impossible mission? No. But that's a funny question. Next, what is your stance on feathers versus scales argument, or on the feathers versus scales argument? And do you ever think feathers will be featured in the JP franchise? Well, the ones in JP3 kind of had frills. They weren't really feathers. But, you know, I definitely think if feathers are used well, I definitely think that it will, it can work well in the Jurassic Park franchise. I mean, I'm not against feathers, and I'm not against it, but, I prefer scales in my heart just because that's what we're used to right now. But, I mean, if they designed a dinosaur correctly with scales, feathers, I would be completely open to it, and I would think it would be awesome looking. So next question is, do you think we're going to see the bones of Arnold, Dennis, Muldoon in Jurassic World? I don't think so, but that would be really cool. If we were to see any of them, I would definitely say it would be Dennis. Definitely we would be seeing Dennis Nedry's bones, hopefully. But like I said, unlikely. But that would be cool. Nice idea. Next question is, I love your videos, man, but I really hope the Indominus Rex does not have human DNA, because I really hate that idea. I heard about a guy who wrote a screenplay in 2005 or something about Jurassic Park 4 having human mutant dinosaurs, which most people knew would ruin the whole franchise. Thank goodness the film industry never listened to that guy, because it's got to be an awful idea to put in a film. I still love the look of Jurassic World, though, from the trailers, and I've basically been waiting for this movie since 2001, when Jurassic Park 3 came out. Jurassic World does look amazing, and I really hope it will bring the franchise back from extinction after the third movie. Well, thanks for your question, man. Yeah, I think that the Indominus Rex has human DNA, but I can see how a lot of people don't like that. But who knows? It might not have human DNA. It might have raptor DNA, which makes it so intelligent, but we don't really know at this point. Next question is, after the Rexy kills Indominus, what will she do? Have a Godzilla moment, or just walk off into her habitat? Not her zoo habitat, I mean the jungles of Isla Nublar. I think if she does not die in the end, I think that would be a good one. I think that she would just walk off into Isla Nublar, really back to her home instead of being locked up in the paddock. like she's used to for so many years. So next question and last question is, are you going to do a video on the Jurassic World websites, Parasaurolophus, Raptor, and Pachycephalosaurus? Well, I kind of touch on that on other videos, so no, not at this point, although I do think it's very, very cool. And thank you for asking the question. And anyway, I think that's my last question. Like I said, I filmed this 5 hours after I posted the initial video. I think I answered over 100 questions in this. If I didn't answer your question, I'm sorry if I missed it, and if it was asked 5 hours after I actually posted the video. I haven't seen it yet, but I still thank you for asking the question. Like I said, if this video gets 150 likes, I definitely will do a part 2 of this and try to answer more questions. But yes, thank you for everyone that asked. And just so I know, what's your guys' favorite dinosaur from the Jurassic World franchise? If you answer it, I know you made it to the end, or at least you skipped to the end. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I can't thank you guys enough for your support. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and have a great day.